What's good, guys, and welcome to the Analytical Podcast. I am your host, 𝙎𝙗𝙎𝙏𝙬, and this is the very first installment of Analytical with Alissa. And if you say anything about a specific word that is sticking out in that title, you just hate me, don't bring it up, please. I was doing my best so that wasn't a glaring issue, but it's glaring. Anyway, I'm feeling really good. The Analytical Podcast has been many different things with many different faces. It was a video series where I was talking about a bunch of different topics that I felt like I couldn't talk about on the main channel. It was a Patreon podcast where I'm essentially doing the same thing or just getting things off my chest. And now we're kind of meeting in the middle, and Analytical is officially my podcast that is available to you all. So welcome. Today, we are going to get into a lot of different topics, a lot of current topics, if I'm being honest. We're going to be talking about DreamCon 2025, which was a movie. We are going to be talking about one of my personal favorite things, The Sims 4. They are coming out with a new pack, and I have thoughts. And to get into the meat and potatoes of this podcast, we are going to be talking about Love Island USA Season 7. And I am so glad I will be having my sister on to talk with me about that. So y'all stay tuned if this is what y'all are here for. But of course, y'all know me. First things first, I got to get the formalities out of the way. We are going to be talking about no. What? Girl, I'm losing it. You can follow me on TikTok, Instagram, Blue Sky, Twitter. All my social media handles are my name, Alissa Jaden, ALISSAJADYN. I also have multiple YouTube channels. I have a main YouTube channel, same thing, Alissa Jaden, where I talk about cartoon analysis, cartoon breakdowns. I talk about Daria. I talk about Bob's Burgers. I talk about Fiona and Cake, which is going to be coming back. And I honestly feel like Fiona and Cake is one of my, underrated video series. I was really cooking with that, and I'm glad that it's going to come back so I can really break down the themes of this new season. It's going to be a good one. If you haven't watched that, definitely check it out. I have a Sims channel where I have multiple series going on at once. I'm doing the Barbie Legacy Challenge, y'all. Legacy challenges be like 10 generations of Sims, by the way. I am on generation 3. I'm cooking over there, okay? Cooking and eating. I am doing the Spread Thin Legacy Challenge. I'm still on Gen 1, but that's because I stream it on Twitch one time a week. So if you're not following me on Twitch, you should definitely follow me on Twitch. Speaking of Love Island, doing a dating reality spinoff of The Bachelor on my Sims channel that you should definitely check out as well. And I'm also doing the Lunar Zodiac Challenge, which is an occult challenge where my sim has to have 12 babies assigned to the zodiacs. It's really fun. It's one of my faves. I made a very beautiful sim that you guys should definitely go see what that's about. I also want to thank my patrons over on Patreon. Y'all have been supporting me since the beginning of my journey. Starting my YouTube channel back up back in 2023. Man, I'm telling you, just watching the growth, you guys being there since day one has meant so much to me. You guys have seen me start things and then they come into blossoming into this whole big thing. Like the Analytical Podcast, you guys have seen things in its baby stages and form into its adulthood over on Patreon. You guys have helped me through so much over there. So I just appreciate you guys so much over there. Truly, truly. With all of that out of the way, let's get into it. So let's start by talking about DreamCon 2025, which took place in Houston, Texas for the first time. Now, I believe last year it took place in Austin, Texas, and if I'm not mistaken, it has also taken place in Dallas, Texas. DreamCon is a convention that is founded by RDC World, which they have been saying as of recently, they are not completely in control of what's going on over there. Take that as you will. Now, I will say I have never actually had any plans of going to DreamCon, but I'm glad that I did. I wanted to go to MomoCon, which is actually a convention that takes place in Atlanta, Georgia. Unfortunately, MomoCon and DreamCon were taking place at the same time. I wasn't able to go to MomoCon. It just didn't line up. But then something amazing happened. Megan Thee Stallion was announced to be a guest at DreamCon. And y'all know I had to go. Literally, Megan Thee Stallion was announced on the 19th of May. Y'all, I have my ticket by May 21st. And if you know anything about YouTube, you're putting two and two together. So I was like, oh, I'm in there. I'm already in Texas. I'm right around the way. I'm in Dallas. I'm going to Houston. I got family down there. We're about to make this happen. So the appeal, what didn't really appeal me to go to DreamCon, which all ties into what we're about to talk about DreamCon, is the fact that I feel like it's a nigga convention. I don't consume a lot of stuff that is very men-centered, like the IRL streaming and the clip farming stuff and the gaming content over on Twitch. I just now kind of got into that stuff because I had to inform myself on who the hell was about to be at DreamCon. So yeah, that is not really the type of content that I consume. But if you know me, you know that I love me some Megan. I don't play about Megan Thee Stallion. So Megan Thee Stallion was announced to be a guest. She was announced to be a sponsor, which what I'm about to get into is a bit concerning with knowing those facts. And she was supposed to host a cosplay contest. So I seen this with my own eyes. When DreamCon was announced, I quote tweeted it on Twitter, went on Instagram so I could like it and be like, yes, Megan Thee Stallion's coming. And then I'm going through the comments. And if you know anything about Instagram, when you're the page that posted it and you interact or like with a comment, it's going to get pushed to the top. I'm seeing free Tory Lanez gifts, and the official DreamCon Instagram was liking those comments. And I was like, that's problematic. And then I went on Twitter and seen somebody screenshot and post it, and I was like, this is about to snowball. I'm like, okay, so I'm not tripping. I'm not the only one that's seen that. Okay. So their reasoning behind that essentially was that whoever was behind the DreamCon Instagram page or social media team was trying to delete comments too fast and ended up liking comments instead. That's just what they said. My initial thoughts, of course, was that they had someone that agreed with the statements that were being made and was interacting with the comments. Now, like I said, Megan Thee Stallion not only was a guest, but she's also a sponsor. Now, if DreamCon were to be interacting with comments on Instagram about YouTube that were saying derogatory things about YouTube, who was a sponsor, or any other sponsor that was at the event, I think that those sponsors would rightfully drop out. So I was under the impression that Megan Thee Stallion was about to drop out because not only was this something that happened on this day, but this was actually the same day that her and 𝘎☆Glorilla got into that unfollowing war, and it was very much giving Keisha and Justin or forever. But not that it's nothing. 𝘎☆Glorilla had reposted something and it had a Tory Lanez song attached to it, and it was on 𝘎☆Glorilla's story. So they went through a whole thing. I can say, in my opinion, I feel like 𝘎☆Glorilla was being a little shady, but that's neither here nor there. So I genuinely thought that Megan Thee Stallion was going to drop out. They kind of didn't give any information on what she was going to be doing any further, but they did say, I remember reading this because I was intently watching to see what the hell she was about to do because I didn't get any RSVPs for anything. And I just so happened to look up and get an RSVP for dodgeball. So happy that I did. So I was like, her event's going to be RSVP. Now they didn't announce the RSVP until like a day before, and I got it. And I was happy. But it was announced that she was going to have a panel, a cosplay contest, her tequila Chicas de Fertitas, which I ended up tasting at the convention, was going to be a sponsor there at the event, and that she was going to be at the official DreamCon after party. I remember seeing the after party thing with my own eyes. I do. I remember seeing that. But later on in the event, she didn't end up going to the DreamCon after party. Now, I do find this whole situation to be unfortunate, and I would not have blamed Megan Thee Stallion for not going. I personally had just had to come to grips with being like, she's not coming. I was like, you've done all this and she's not coming. And I was like, I'm okay with that. You know what? I'm okay with it. I've seen a lot of people saying that she should go anyway, she should go anyway. And I really do feel like it was for selfish reasons because, like me, a lot of people hurried up and decided to go to the convention because Megan Thee Stallion was coming. But it's like, look, when it becomes a safety issue for my queen, I really don't even want her to come. I really didn't even want her to come. I didn't, because I was like, even with me going there, seeing that this is the environment or the just seeing the comments just shows that this is the environment that is cultivated when you get there. So I had the glaring question in my mind: is DreamCon safe for Black women to go to? Now, the energy that I had when I was at DreamCon, I definitely had a bit of anxiety after this situation. So for me, I feel like it's not just about Megan Thee Stallion, it's about every other Black woman that's in attendance at this convention, going into these places where you know that these are the ideals that these men have when you go there. I can't say that there was one incident where I just have a lot of anxiety in big crowds. So it was a really interesting space to be in by myself, having to vlog and focus on my content and network and do all those things. There was one incident. I was at the Marvel Rivals tournament and I can't think of who the person's name was. Uh, I can't remember what her name was. I see her on Blue Sky sometimes, but she was the commentator for the Marvel Rivals All-Star Tournament. And she started talking about the Kendrick Lamar Drake beef as they were commentating. And what she was saying was a little questionable. It was like, where is she going with this? I don't know what any of this have to really do with Marvel Rivals. It was an interesting conversation, but as she was talking, my anxiety started to go up because I was like, men and people that don't like women, genuinely misogynistic people, are quick to immediately say crazy things about women. So at one point, while she was saying this stuff, I'm like, okay, I gotta make it to dodgeball, so I have to leave the Marvel Rivals tournament. And as I'm walking past, squeezing through people because it was packed, I heard someone say like, who is this bitch? Like, what is she talking about? And I was just like, ooh, like, like I can just tell what she was saying was going to anger people because people really like Drake. And I was like, oh my gosh, her saying this versus if it was the guy that she was commentating saying this, I just knew it was going to have two completely different reactions. And that threw me really bad. And this is obviously a one-off situation, but I was like, this is the type of stuff that I was afraid to hear while I'm here. And it's like, it immediately makes you like put your guard up, right? So 𝙎𝙬𝙎𝙬𝙧 has also talked about the glaring issues that they have with DreamCon. She talked about safety. More than anything, 𝙎𝙬𝙎𝙬𝙧 has always pushed the topic of convention safety. And I feel like for me, that was my main anxiety with going to DreamCon was, am I going to be safe when I go? Because if this is the energy that is cultivated in the comment section of an official DreamCon post, these are most likely the people that are going to be at the convention. And that was my worry. She also talks about con safety with like after parties and things like that, and I'll get into that a little bit later. But there was also a great video by 𝑉_STREET_LOVE where she talked about is DreamCon a safe place for Black queer people to go? And I guess I can answer that for myself with my experience when I went. I would say that it's getting there. With the popularity of DreamCon, 𝑉_STREET_LOVE went to DreamCon officially sponsored by The Sims. So there was a lot of, people that play The Sims that were there. I would say that the Sims community is very progressive. I feel like with DreamCon's popularity, then comes more people that are a part of certain marginalized communities. So it's not just, like I said, the nigga convention. You know what I mean? Like, it was still the nigga convention, but it wasn't completely that the year that I decided to go. There were definitely little pockets, but I can say that I will assume that the people that are coming to the convention are at least more progressive than the convention has been itself. They definitely did approve some panels that I seen were talking about a lot of issues that marginalized people face that I even wanted to go to, but that convention center was absolutely huge, so it was hard to do anything. But I did do everything that I wanted to do for the most part, so I was happy about that. But I will say, DreamCon, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, usually takes place over the summertime. DreamCon took place a little bit earlier this year, so it happened to fall on June 1st. If you know anything about June 1st, the month that we are currently in, it's Pride Month. Happy Pride. I will say I have not seen any official statements from DreamCon about that fact that it is Pride Month. And I feel like that's definitely something that would be in their programming leading to it being June 1st before we even get there. When we are there, maybe seeing some stuff about it. But that was just my observation that I did not see anything regarding Pride from the official DreamCon team. 𝙎𝙬𝙎𝙏𝙀𝙬 Hook also talks about convention these days trying to be cool. And I feel like DreamCon is one of those conventions where people go because a lot of the famous streamers go, a lot of the famous YouTubers go. But the intent of DreamCon is so that it is a convention where nerds and people of the like that like cosplay, anime, cartoons, and all those things come and they can be themselves. But I believe that since DreamCon is founded by RDC World, who are very popular content creators, it also is a content creator convention. So it's like one of those where it's a mix of both. Now, I have only been to one specific convention multiple times, and that's Level Up in Las Vegas. Conventions, in my opinion, the one that I've went to are not content creator spaces. They're quite literally places where nerds and people of the like come together to just celebrate those things. It's not about clout. It's not about none of that, which I feel like over time it has become that. DreamCon is definitely one of those things where people go to be cool and to be seen and to grow their popularity. I did see a TikTok of someone that went to the DreamCon convention and they were talking about the fact that they went to the official after party, and they were like, when you forget that you're at an official DreamCon after party. And pretty much the nature of the TikTok was the music that was playing, and it was like, you know, the Japanese anime music, and everybody was getting their life. But in the video, they were kind of looking like, you know, like, oh, this ain't my vibe. But it's like there are other after parties that you can go to, like the club. AMP was at camp. You could have went to you could have went to camp, you know. And I feel like a lot of people expect to go to these spaces thinking that it's about to be that, like, oh, we about to really be at the club, we're gonna be having fun. And it's like, no, this is like legitimately like a nerd convention. And so I feel like people are thrown off when they get there, and that in fact is a fact. Like a lot of people are thrown off that people are actually cosplaying. And it's like, well, I mean, yes, that's why people are here, because this is a nerd convention. And a lot of people forget that fact and they just want to be there and be cool. So I said all that to say, if you are attending DreamCon, just expect to have cameras in your face. Expect there to be streamers, and also expect to have a good time. I do feel like you will have a good time when you go to DreamCon with, you know, a few bad apples along the way. There was an incident where a famous streamer, DDG, got into a fight in the exhibitor hall, And I didn't even know that until I left. My sister had to tell me, and I was like, what? DDG got into a fight in the exhibitor hall? I was literally just in there. Like, I was probably in there for the majority of the day, and I had no idea. How do I feel about, well, I think it wasn't actually him. It was like his brother and somebody else and a heckler. A convention is not the place to be fighting. And that's literally like, as soon as my sister told me and then she sent me the video, I was literally like, why? What the hell is going on? It's like, of course he brings some mess to the damn exhibitor hall, right? It's like, it's like when people be fighting at concerts. It's like, do you really think that this is the place to be fighting where you're putting so many people in danger? Y'all, the exhibitor hall is probably the most packed place out of the whole convention. If you watched my vlog and seen me maneuvering around the exhibitor hall, y'all, people were like shoulder to shoulder damn near. How the hell do you even have room to be fighting? That's just putting so many other people in danger at a cosplay anime convention. It is not the time or place for any of that. So, you know, I feel like also security could have been a bit better at the convention. RSVP was not really being checked. RSVP was being checked for Megan Thee Stallion, but I will say, I had to take it upon myself to show my phone to the volunteers. Like, they were definitely checking people's phones, but they were like, next. I went up, I had my phone out, but they were all occupied and I was walking past each one. And it wasn't until I got to the last volunteer that I was like, let me just stand here and wait until they're done with this person so that they can check my RSVP, because I was like, I quite literally could have just walked through whether I had an RSVP or not, because they were not intently watching me in that way. So when I got to dodgeball, they just simply were not checking RSVP. Like, they were like, if your RSVP, get in this line. If you're premium, get in that line. When the RSVP line, we went straight into the sports arena. So I was like, okay, guess we're just not checking RSVPs. But I do feel like DreamCon is a great place for networking if you're in a space like mine where you're an aspiring content creator, or, you know, I gotta stop saying aspiring. I'm doing this for real. Like, if you want to meet people that are similar to you, doing similar things as you, I definitely think DreamCon or any convention is the place to go to connect with people in that way. But also, like I said, expect to have a camera on you at all times. So, you know, behave accordingly like you're being watched on a reality TV show. I feel like I did do a good job at networking while I was there. I did meet a media agency group by the name of Slight Group, who I'm actually officially a part of. So, you know, any collaborations or anything, make sure you check the email in my description box to hit them for any opportunities that have to do with me. But I met them. They definitely have helped me out to be a part of a creator network, to go live on TikTok, which I have been doing, to watch Love Island with you guys. It has been really fun. But we connected, and it was immediately like he was saying all the things. Kevin, hi, I met Kevin. He was immediately saying all the things that I resonated with, and I wasn't getting any red flags from the collaboration. And he really, I think what really got me was that that he was saying that, you know, Black women are very important to have voices in spaces, and he wants to prop that up. Period. I'm all in. Let's see. Let's network. He was saying that he wished that he would have met me a day prior, because I went to the YouTube Creator Lounge, which I actually got into. Hey, YouTube. I was able to get into the YouTube Creator Lounge where I actually met Kevin, who's a part of Slight Group, and he was saying that he got his whole team into the charity basketball game. The charity basketball game is usually an official sports thing that happens at DreamCon, but this year it was at a whole different venue. Now, I did see people saying that that was a little messy because people go to DreamCon to cosplay. We have big weapons, like not actual weapons, but, you know, props for the cosplays. People have bags that they're bringing all their camera equipment in, and they're bringing that into the convention. You're not able to bring that stuff to the arena that the basketball game was, apparently. So people bought tickets to this and basically were like denied entry to go to. So, you know, just another thing to work on for next year as DreamCon is growing bigger and bigger. Um, Kevin was telling me that he was able to get his entire team into the charity basketball game with their industry passes, and I would have loved to go, but it was on Saturday. Or was it on? Yeah, the basketball game was on Saturday. Saturday was a very packed day for me at DreamCon, so I probably wouldn't even have been able to go in the first place. But it's the thought that counts. So next year, we definitely gonna get in there. Next year, I definitely want to maybe have a con group to go with. That looked fun. I was watching people's vlogs and TikToks, and I'm like, dang, a con group looks kind of lit. So maybe I'll be looking for a con group to go with next year. And also I want to be sponsored next time that I go. Can I shoot for the moon? Land in the stars somewhere? I seen that The Sims was sponsoring people to go, and I was like, bruh, do you know I went on a wild goose chase trying to find the Sim Lounge to get my pictures, and I got them. But I was like, y'all don't understand how much I love The Sims 4. I would love to have been sponsored to go to DreamCon. Are you kidding me? If anything, hello, YouTube. I'm a YouTuber. YouTube, please get me through the door to get into DreamCon next year sponsored. I would love to make content in collaboration with y'all. If you went to DreamCon, let me know your stories. I would love to hear how your experience went. Overall, I would say that I did have a good time. DreamCon was freaking lit. It was a blast. Were my feet hurting by Sunday? Absolutely. And Sunday was a half day. I was supposed to be wearing Air Forces, ended up wearing Crocs. It was a whole lot of walking. My phone was like, you have reached 10,000 steps, but I met a lot of great people. I had a blast. I enjoyed seeing Megan Thee Stallion. She did a whole panel with Story Mode Bay where she talked about her businesses. She got an anime coming up. She did a cosplay contest and she met with people backstage. It was absolutely a blast. She went to Specs the next day to have a meet and greet with her tequila. She had her tequila booth out there that was giving away free shots and drinks, by the way. So if you were on level 1, the whole floor was just Megan Thee Stallion 24/7. I was like, this is my kind of vibe. Now, of course, is that going to be the same energy next year? She probably ain't coming back next year. We gonna see. We'll probably get some other big stars that are coming. Dominique Thorne, who would be the star of Ironheart, was there. Got to see her on Sunday. Absolutely one of the best parts of my time going there. I was there for the girls. I was there for the girls, and I would love for that to still be the same energy going into it next year. My advice for future con goers to DreamCon, definitely wear some comfortable shoes for sure. Keep checking that RSVP every single day. When I tell you I was watching that RSVP like a hawk, and I was able to get into the dodgeball now, like I said, they wasn't checking RSVP, so whatever. But I would definitely say go have fun, network. You are going to meet a lot of amazing people, and it is going to be an absolute blast. I would recommend DreamCon to anyone that would like to go, but just know that it's going to be a lot. It's going to be a lot. And I think that you would have to go again to really go in with less anxiety. Or maybe if you have people to go with, it will not be as overwhelming as it was for me. But I enjoyed my time. Now, to transition into some other topics, let's talk about The Sims 4 just real quick, briefly. They are coming out with a new expansion pack called Enchanted by Nature. So the official description for this Sims 4 pack says, lives surrounded by the magic of nature in The Sims 4 Enchanted by Nature expansion pack. Embrace a free-spirited lifestyle where you forage and sleep under the stars, or bring nature's gift inside the versatile gardening pots. A charming world is waiting where you can craft elixirs, cure ailments, meet Mother Nature herself, or even become a fairy. So, if you have not taken, you probably have taken out of that, official description that yes, we are getting a new occult. We are getting fairies. And fairies comes with a new death that is only available to fairies called Death by Emotional Starvation. So very Tinkerbell-esque of them. It also comes with foraging, ailments, which is basically like your sim gets sick and you have to cure them. The apothecary skill, which is basically a skill that you build by crafting cures and elixirs. So using the pack, you gain the apothecary skill. There's also going to be a new added feature, which I gotta see some gameplay to really understand what the hell this even is. We're gonna get luck. I guess it got something to do with gnomes, whatever. So we also got some new objects, the apothecary table. We got a fairy house, which I did see in the trailer. The end of that trailer got very Bratz Fashion Pixies, and now I'm cooking in my mind. I'm cooking. I need to come up with a mini series for my Sims channel, but that's neither here nor there. We're gonna get a swing, tabletop plant pots, nature press, cures emotion stones, and other new features is aspiration failure. And then, like I said, we're gonna get the apothecary skill along with another skill called natural living. We are also gonna get 3 new traits, which is disruptive, mystical, and plant lover. Plant lover sounds like something else that we have. Is it green fiend? No, that might be something different. Anyway, we're also going to get 3 new aspirations: nature nomad, fairy stories, and elixir enthusiast. Now, I'm curious to know if fairy stories is going to be only for fairies or if anybody can have that. I don't think any aspirations is like only for occults, but it's probably going to be like a fairy thing, right? Like you got to be a fairy to actually complete it, like the vampire aspirations and the spellcaster ones. We're also going to get a new career called naturopath. And like I said, it's going to come with fairies, and we have 3 new NPCs, which is Mother Nature, as I said, Spruce Almighty, and Apothecary Todd. Now, with all that being said, what are my thoughts on this new Sims 4 pack? I personally am very excited to get fairies. I'm an occult player. Like I said, I have a challenge on my Sims channel called the Lunar Zodiac Challenge, where I'm playing with a spellcaster. She's the lunar goddess. All her children are also witches. I love it. It's fun. I love playing with mermaids. I don't play with vampires all that much, but I'm not opposed to it. I have the werewolf pack, but I have not played with werewolves. So that's a thing. But unfortunately, I have to say, just because it comes with a new world and all these crazy things, I don't think that this needs to be an expansion pack. This at most is a game pack. One of my friends, Ella Pastoral, pointed out that this was an expansion pack and that all the other occult packs are game packs. And I was like, why did that not click to me? Why the hell is this pack an expansion pack? And what differentiates this pack from a game pack or the other game packs? I was very confused. When I seen the world, I was disappointed. It looks like Henford on Bagley. It looks like Henford on Bagley. And then for some reason in the trailer, they just kept showing the gameplay. What is it? Showering in the ocean or something, in the water, sleeping on the ground, foraging. What's the difference between foraging and beachcombing? Please let me know. Like, I understand what the difference is, but like, genuinely, what's the difference between foraging and beachcombing? And also, the main point, why couldn't all this stuff just be in the base game? Why can we not just shower in the ocean in the base game? Why can we not just sleep on the floor in the base game? Now, mind you, there might be an update coming out where all that stuff could possibly be added to the game before the actual pack comes out. Doubt it. But like, a lot of this stuff can really just be added to the game, and this can literally be a game pack. I was not too impressed with seeing it, but I am going to be happy to actually create a lot of fairies in my game. I cannot wait for my Lunar Zodiac founder. Her name is Kamani Moon. I love her down. I can't wait for her to have some fairy friends, her kids down the line, you know, meet some fairies. Maybe they can have a little fairy clique. Maybe she can have a baby by a fairy, because in her challenge, she has to have 12 babies with 12 different baby daddies. And they don't have to be a cult, but like, what if she had a fairy baby? I'm cooking. Overall, I'm enthused about this pack, but I'm kind of expecting to be let down. But that's also not, that's kind of expected these days with a lot of the new Sim stuff. We got the businesses and hobbies expansion pack. That was also an expansion pack, right? I think we're expansion packed out. What happened to stuff packs? We get 5 kits every year. We probably get like 10 kits a year. I can't even lie. I do be buying them kits up. I can't lie. It'd be some good stuff in there. And I think the last ones that we got were actually really good. But we're expansion packed out. Unless y'all are actually giving us stuff that's really going to change the game, we could do with some stuff packs. I would like a new stuff pack. I would buy a new stuff pack. Just something to get me by. But these expansion packs, you shoot for the moon and you land in the mud. It's like we're let down every single time. So yeah, let me know what you guys think of the new Sims 4 pack. I would absolutely love to know. Maybe I'm off, you know? I don't feel like I am. I feel like we're all on the same page with our thoughts on this pack. Enchanted by Nature, sure. I'll take it. Y'all know we just buy the stuff anyway, and that's why they just keep doing this stuff to us. All right, I'm switching gears a little bit. We're about to start talking about Love Island USA Season 7. We're about 2 weeks in, I would say. It came out June 3rd. So yeah, we're about 2 weeks in. So we're pretty well acquainted with the original cast members, and we've also got more new cast members. So I'm here to talk about Love Island with my Love Island buddy, and just so happened to be my sister, Kyler.
Hey.
So this is like, there's like no other people or person that I talk about Love Island with other than my sisters. And these are the trusted people that these are the only people that I trust with my Love Island opinions in the first place. Because I be seeing what y'all be talking about on the timeline, and I don't agree most of the time. And
Mm-hmm.
yeah, so I'm like, even me and my sisters be having differentiating opinions, but it's all good conversation. So, Kyler, I'm gonna ask you what you think about each couple, what you think about the bombshells, or what you think about this whole season in general. You ready?
I have a lot to say.
So, starting with one of our OG couples, I want to ask how you feel about Austin and Shelly.
Okay, so with Austin and Shelly, at first I was like, mm-mm. Like, I was like, I don't think they would have anything in common. But the more I see them together, I'm like, I could see how they would, how they can have like a good friendship and stuff like that.
Yeah,
I'm trying to see how it would go like long, but I feel like they're in just like a comfortable state right now.
right. And so, what do you think about the love triangle between Ace, Austin, and Shelly? Do you think it's a love triangle? Well, let me just say my piece on what I think about that.
Yeah.
One, it's irritated me the fact that Austin, every time Ace does something, he gets mad, but I feel like he hasn't been applying pressure on
Yes.
Shelly in the way that Ace has. What do you think?
Yes. And I feel like he did not start trying to do stuff until it was like Ace was pulling her to do things like dates and stuff like that.
Right,
And it was just like you kind of kept it like friendly. Nobody is like, it's just like she said, she don't like routine. And it's like I feel like he's very routine in what they did until Ace got in the picture and started doing like the dates and stuff like that.
right.
But yeah, this triangle, I think it is a love triangle, but I feel like she'll be able to make a decision. And I feel like she'll go with Ace because I don't know, I'm just like Austin, he was very quiet and stuff until he saw like him and Shelly together.
Mm-hmm.
And then he was like, I was like, oh, Austin got a little crash out in him,
He does. And that's
Because I
what,
was like, the way he was pissed.
yes, in that one episode when he saw, I don't even remember what he saw them doing, him and
Yes.
Shelly and Ace, and he was talking to Charlie and
Yes.
he was pissed off. I literally was like, oh,
He
he's
was so
mad.
mad.
He's
Yes. I
mad.
was like,
But yes, and what
keep an
gets
eye on
me,
that.
exactly, I was like, that's actually a little red flag that she needs to keep an eye on. Because that's what I feel like with
That's
Austin is
exactly what.
that, yes, I be
Yeah.
feeling like he be being fake.
Yes. And
Like,
you know what else?
Wells,
It's just like I feel like that's crazy that he's that like upset when he has not spoke about him and Amaya kissing.
bruh,
You were
that.
keeping up with Shelly. But anyways,
Yes, no, because it's like one, Amaya even going up on Shelly about Ace.
yeah,
Like, watch your tone. But you know
yeah,
that you kissed Austin and you feel like y'all have a vibe. So it's like, how you going up on Shelly about this, but you haven't even told her that you kissed Austin, and Austin also hasn't told
yes,
Shelly.
and told Nick to keep it a secret.
Exactly.
Everybody keep coming to Nick with their secrets.
Exactly. And so what I be feeling like with Austin is I don't like how he always has something to say, but he never says it to Shelly. Or when he be obviously bothered when Ace step up and do something, it'd be like
Yes,
he'll not say anything to Ace. And I feel like Ace can
yes,
see that. Like he kind of like basically marking his territory. And then not only that,
yeah.
Ace talking about she know where home is in the last episode,
You
was
took the
it?
words out of my mouth because I was literally about to say that. He literally said she know where home is. And that is crazy. Because I feel like she does. Because I feel like I feel like the connection between her and Ace is so like genuine.
Natural, yeah.
Yes, it's
Hmm.
natural. Like they can literally vibe together. They click. They share the same type of lingo. Like I don't know. It's like they
Yes.
understand.
And it's like for me, the only fear that I have with this whole thing with this love triangle with Shelly is recoupling, where it's like she does have to make a decision in the end.
Right.
And I'm like, I do enjoy that she having her way on the island. I love it.
Right.
But I'm like,
Love
literally love it. But I'm like, bruh, in the end, she does have to make a decision.
it. Uh-huh.
And I'm like, bruh, if it's girl's choice, she gonna have to literally make up her mind, Austin or Ace.
Yes.
But if it's guy's choice, I'm like, that's where it's a bit more of a slippery slope because
Yeah.
like they can kind of both say, well, you're not really applying pressure on us, so I might have to pick somebody else. So that's
Right.
my fear
Which
with
I feel
Shelly.
like that's what Ace did with the Amaya thing, but I feel
Yeah,
like he also was probably trying to make her upset
right. He
or
seemed
see
like
if
the
she
type.
would like go after him, I mean, but it backfired.
Exactly. All right, so speaking about Ace, next couple, what do you think about Ace and Amaya as a couple?
I don't think about them. I
I
don't
gems.
because I was rooting for Amaya at first. Um,
Same. I
but
liked her when she came onto the island.
yes, I was like, girl, take that girl, man. But Huda.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'm like, it's something about it that's making me like, I don't know, Amaya. I don't know. But I feel like Ace, okay, with Ace in the Maya situation, I feel like he was wrong for saying that right after the recoupling, but also
Mm-hmm.
I felt like he was expressing I mean, if that's his boundaries, those are his boundaries, but he
Right.
could have also said that before the recoupling.
Right.
Um, but I feel like she listens to respond. She doesn't
Mm-hmm.
listen to understand. So
Dang, that's a
they
good
are
point.
not going to connect. Like, and that's why they keep crashing out on each other. Like, well,
Yes.
really, she just be blowing up. And yeah, but yeah, I hope they both find someone for each other, for themselves. I mean,
Right.
but
But
not
it's
even.
like I'm not really rooting for Amaya to stay on the island. I don't really care if she's there or not.
Yeah,
It's
because
like
that's
she's
another
good for
story. I'm gonna
mess.
get into that next. But
Yeah. I
this hood
like
and my relationship, I don't know.
we
That's
definitely
another.
go get into that. It's like I like Amaya for drama purposes, where it's like, we don't really have too many crash out moments on the villa because nobody be on
Yeah.
that kind of time. So I did
Hmm.
appreciate her crash out moments for TV.
Yeah.
However, it's like if she was here, I wouldn't mind. If she was gone, I wouldn't mind.
Me either. Especially her last straw with me was the way she was pressing my girl, Shelly. Like,
Yeah.
you lost me right there because who was you
Yeah.
talking to? And I was like,
Exactly.
Shelly is better than me because she would have got cussed the out.
Right. That like worse than she
Yeah.
thought she was even coming at Shelly. I was like, oh wow, they
Yes.
really
I
just
was
standing
like,
here
oh
taking
no,
this.
girl, you picked the wrong one.
Like I
And it's
feel
like
like
everybody was being straight up. Like there was no oh, we pretending or I'm going behind your back. I told you I had
No.
a connection with him,
And that
and he
has
told
always
you
been the
too.
case before she even got into the villa, and I felt
Yes,
like the
mind you,
smoke was on the wrong person.
she's a bombshell. I know y'all watched this before y'all come
Exactly.
in.
So the thing with Amaya and Ace that I even talked about on my live stream, and I during my live stream on TikTok, I was even saying like I hate that like I see both sides in so many situations where it's like I agree with Ace, but I also don't agree with Ace.
I
Ace was charming
know.
and fun and messy in the beginning, but now it's like, okay, now I see who you are, and it's still charming and
Mhm.
fun and messy, but it's also like a selfishness to it where he doesn't
Yeah,
really take other people's feelings into consideration when he's doing it.
yeah,
Like you said
I can
about,
see that. Yep.
yeah, like you said about him picking Amaya, but it
Mhm.
was like, okay, yes, I mean, ain't nothing wrong with what you said. You're not, touchy feely, you're a slow burner or whatever. However, yes, the timing of that
Yes, it
also
was the
matters when you say this. Like right after recoupling, yes, you just gonna
yeah,
burst my bubble and say, like,
yeah.
I'm
I
still
like this, I don't like
open.
that, or da 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 da. I'm
It's
open,
like,
and it's
whoa.
like I be feeling like after recouplings, it's supposed to kind of feel like that honeymoon phase a little. Like, okay,
Exactly.
let's see, let's get into it. Not saying y'all gotta jump on each other right away, but like, okay, let's explore
Right.
our connection. But it was just like, I'm not doing this. I don't like that. You calling me babe. Da, 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 da. So I
Now that,
understand
so
why
what
it
did
felt
you
like
think
a
about
rush.
that with Amaya calling him babe and him like
Babe.
harping on that?
I honestly feel like, for me, I feel like she honestly just says that.
Yeah,
She says it to
same.
everybody. And it was just like, I feel like he was just like harping on it. Like, it wasn't that big of a deal. She wasn't calling you babe, like you're
Like,
my babe,
babe.
do this, like, yeah, like your boyfriend and girlfriend. She calls everybody babe. It was
Yes.
literally just slipping out in conversation too, but it was just like, of course, because she just says that. But I'm like, that's something like if she wanted to really explore that with him, she would have to work on, I guess. But I'm like, man, this is what she be saying. Like,
Right. It's like,
who's
and
telling
then,
you?
yeah.
Yeah. No, go ahead.
No, it's like it's not even worth it to even work on. It's like if
Exactly.
I
Like,
can't do it. Like, and if you're taking
literally,
it the
that's what
wrong
I'm
way
saying.
with me
Like,
calling you
that's
babe,
not
like I don't know what to say.
right. I'm like, that's because I feel like she was at first like, this is still a connection that I want to explore and stuff like that. So I feel like she was willing to be like, well, if that's his boundaries, then okay, I'll work on that. But it was like one thing after the other, and she was just done.
Yes, and that was the thing about it. It's like y'all just don't like each other. And it's
Yeah, y'all
like
don't.
it's
Mm-mm.
similar to like Huda and Jeremiah, which we're gonna get
Yeah,
into. It's like when it start getting nitpicky and everything that you do is just an
yeah,
issue, it's just like y'all just don't like each other. And that's
yeah.
it.
'Cause I'm like,
Like,
he literally, it shocked me a little because I'm like, when they was having conversations, he kept talking about how much he like her laugh and stuff like that,
yes.
and I'm
But
just like,
my bad.
it did kind of throw me like immediately after it was like, I don't like this, I don't like that. And it's like that's all understandable. It was really just the timing,
It
Ace.
was
Like you could
jarring.
have told me this when we was having these conversations when you were telling me how much you liked my laugh and all that stuff, you know?
Exactly. And that's how I feel about Ace is that he has one of those personalities where it's like whoever he talks to, you're gonna be under the impression that they like you and they want to
Yeah,
pursue you. When
yeah,
really it's like you kind of have to be guarded in a sense or like know
yeah.
what things really are or have control of the situation
Right.
rather than putting the control in his hands, which is why I think he likes the chase with Shelly because Shelly is like I'm not trying to be
It's
the best like the best person
yeah,
for
for
you, for
Ace.
Ace. I'm trying to be the
Exactly.
best person for me. And he like, what? But it's like, no, I think Amaya just kind of started falling head over heels for him. And I feel like
Mhm.
Ace is an easy person to do that with. But then he
Yeah.
also understands that. And like she said, which I'm glad she got in his ass, that he is a player. Where it's like, you
Ex
know that you were
yeah,
doing all of that.
yeah,
And then you just
yeah.
pulled a rug from under me. And it's like, well, so what the hell was we even talking about? And you saying you like
Exactly, because
this
I
about
feel
me and
like
that.
yes, I feel like he didn't get the reaction from Shelly that he wanted, so he immediately flipped the script on Amaya
Uh-huh.
because he knows that, and it kind of threw me when he picked Amaya too. But I
It
was like,
did.
okay,
It was, I don't know
um,
why I felt like he was gonna
really,
do it and then he did. Like I was like, I don't know why they
yeah,
making me feel like he's not gonna pick Shelly.
exactly,
Like, but
exactly.
when he really did pick Amaya, he was immediately on my shit list. I was like, oh, I see what kind of
Literally,
person
I'm
you are,
not
Ace.
playing.
Like,
I'm not playing. Because I was like, honestly, I felt like Amaya and Austin should have coupled up, but just because I felt
yes,
like
I
they
did too.
connected more,
And it's like,
they
go ahead
talked
and
about,
explore that new
yeah.
connection over there.
And I was just like, okay, well,
Right,
Shelly's
here
still with
we are
Austin.
again. And it's like it literally had to force Austin and Shelly right back into that coupling, which I feel like is why they're in this predicament now. And like not
Yeah,
to even agree on nothing Austin is saying, but yeah,
yeah.
like Ace, you picked Amaya, so I don't understand what, and you
Why
went
you still
first.
coming on like, girl?
Like I don't understand what
Yes,
all of this love triangle stuff is. Is you're the one that
yes,
picked her, and now we all got to suffer the consequences, and you throwing off the whole game. Well, really, it was you,
yes.
Lisa, going home that threw
Oh
off
my,
the game.
I was so glad she was gone immediately.
Bruh, literally. I'm like,
But she
honestly,
really did. I was pissed. I was pissed. I was like, okay, all right.
and that's what
When she
I'm like.
picked her.
Outside of the villa, do you keep seeing like conversation about you, Lisa, and what she's posting and stuff like that? Have you been seeing that stuff on your timeline?
Oh my gosh, no, like right now, current?
Yeah, I guess it's like apology posts and her explaining why she was saying the N word and stuff. But I'm like, it's this weird thing that I be feeling like happens where people get like too caught up in like a hate train, where it's like,
Yeah.
Lisa went home and wasn't in no more than one episode, one or two
Yeah,
episodes. And it's like, if
literally.
unless y'all were like trying to stand you, Lisa, I don't understand
Right.
why y'all are still keeping up with the stuff she's saying outside the villa. Like she didn't make it
Yeah.
even
I'm
to a
like,
damn recoupling.
yes. I was literally like, okay, well, I don't gotta vote her out, but they
Like
already handled it.
that's
But
it.
I literally have not seen, I didn't even know she was on social media right
And it's
now.
like
But
holding her accountable for what? Like we actually shouldn't
yeah,
give a damn anymore because she's basically back
she's
to
not
being
even, I actually
nobody.
forgot that she was even on the show for the 24
Literally.
hours she was there.
Literally. I'm like, made it to the whole intro, did your whole dance number, and didn't even make it past episode 2. It's crazy. All right, so next couple, which I feel like I kind of like this couple, but we gonna see where things go after these bombshells then enters the villa. What do you think about Sierra and Nick?
I knew you were gonna say that. Was crazy. I knew you was gonna say that. But literally, I'm like, Nick grew on me because one, I had to get used to his face, and now
Yes.
I'm used to it. But he's
Did
so
you
like,
watch Ant-Man Quantumania?
yes.
Something about his head remind me of MODOK. Do you know how like Darren Cross turned into that like floating head thing?
Oh my
I,
god.
I was trying to figure out who the hell he remind me of. I'm like, his head shape reminds me of something like JJ the Jet Plane or
Yes.
something. I don't know. It's
Oh
like
my
just
god.
I don't
No, for
know.
real.
It's like he have like
I was like,
toddler
it
head.
literally, I know it had to grow on me. I was literally like, it was off at first, but now I look at him and I'm just like, he just remind me of like a little boy or something, like a, I don't
Yes.
know, like,
Very
I don't know.
adolescent. And it's
Yes,
like,
given very adolescent.
yeah, and with the curly hair and everything too, it's like, I don't know. Like I don't see it for him like
Yeah,
looks wise, but he did start to grow on me
yeah,
too.
yeah. I had to get used to his face because it wasn't for me the first time. I was just
No.
like, none, him or Austin. I was like, Austin
Eh.
easy, but but yeah, I feel like him and Sierra actually have a. I like their connection, and I
I
want to
do
see how it
too.
goes. I was sad at first that Bella left. My daughter Ivy actually cried that Bella got eliminated. I was so serious. We cried.
Bruh.
And she was like, I don't
She
really
seemed
want
like she would
Bella.
like Bella. My bad.
Yeah, so I was like, Bella was pretty, but I really do feel like Sierra and him connected more. Nick,
Exactly.
I feel like he just be moving immature sometimes.
And that's
So
literally what it is.
yes, and it's like you're not being truthful about some of the things that you're doing. This is why you're
Mm-mm.
in in the little issues that you're
That
having.
you're
That's why you're
in
having.
because of your
Yes.
actions.
Yeah, literally.
My
Yeah,
bad, I was drinking
that's I
water.
feel like they no, you're good. I feel like they I think I like their connection. I want to see how it goes. These bombshells though, I don't know, because Pepe, I don't know. And
Yeah.
then he really likes the new girl. So I can't remember her name, but
Iris.
yeah, Iris, there we go.
I couldn't, I had to remember too. I got to note it down. I couldn't remember her
Uh-huh.
name. Yeah, I feel
Yeah,
like Nick is definitely about to be in another playing both sides
definitely.
predicament because I just feel like that's who he is. Like
Yeah.
when Bella was there, what I was feeling like was that he's physically attracted to Bella, but immediately it was like, believe, I don't, he doesn't like that she's like reserved
Yeah, he
physically,
does.
like sexually, physically.
And
And
I can tell that from the beginning.
from the
Yeah.
beginning. And as soon as Sierra came into the villa, it was like, boom, I like her. I think they
Yeah.
also, not because Sierra was like more open to be kissy and touchy and feely, but because they connected in a similar way that him and Bella did, but also that extra factor of that he's just like immature and touchy and feely.
Right.
Because when he first came to the villa, that's literally what he said. And I remember being like, that's a red flag, where he was like, the
Yeah.
red flags in my last relationship or what made it not work was like
Hmm.
lack of attention, lack of physical touch and stuff like that. And I was like, I don't know
Yes. And
about
like
that.
in that first coupling, like literally the first episode,
Yeah.
didn't Olendria kiss him and he was like, I gotta get another one of those. Like I
He
gotta
did.
see.
He did say
Yeah, so
that.
I'm like, yeah. So to me, I was just like, he really likes like physical.
He does.
Yeah, he does. So I knew Bella was that was going to be an issue because it was like the moment that she opened up to you, this is why women are like reserved like this. Because the day she let you in, you did that. You go to Sierra and you eliminated her the next day. So
Oh, that shit pissed me off so bad. But it's like, it was horrible because it was like he really did have to choose between Sierra and Bella. And I
yeah,
hate when it's like people don't like to be the bad guy because it's like, I mean,
yeah,
just
just
be the bad
be
guy.
that guy.
Because I'm like, after the recoupling, I really did feel like he was gonna be okay with sending Bella home because he just doesn't have to deal with the love triangle
Yeah.
anymore or him having to choose in
I
between
know.
and keep lying. That's
Exactly.
what
I
I
feel like
started
he was
feeling like.
relieved that he didn't have to choose no more. Like
Yeah.
I feel like it was too much, and that love triangles are sticky. So
Especially
yeah,
being
and
right in
he's
close
definitely
proximity with each other.
yes. I really feel like he's about to be in another one. Because I feel like he really likes the new bombshell. But I feel like he kind of downplayed the conversation to Sierra that he had with
He
Iris.
did.
And so it probably is gonna make Sierra feel like she don't have nothing to worry about when she actually does, because he
But
really likes her. But
it be,
mhm.
yeah. I'd be
But I
eager
feel
to
like
talk.
Pepe
Yeah.
no, it's
I'm
okay.
listening.
But he also did not like Pepe talking to Sierra. So I'm just like,
Yes. And I'm like,
that was
here's the difference
this could
between
be
what was going
crazy.
on with Bella and him and Sierra is that now Sierra actually does have somebody that wants her too. And you also have somebody that you want. And now y'all are both at a crossroads, but you also don't like that Pepe wants to talk to Sierra. So you, in turn, still have to apply pressure to Sierra to even keep her. So it's like it's not the same as the
Exactly.
Bella situation because it's like you had the upper hand pretty much that whole
Yes.
time. But it's like now there's an extra person that actually wants yo girl's attention. And what
Yes.
was I
And I
gonna
feel like
yeah.
I think Sierra, she likes it too. Like,
Yeah.
interesting. And it probably really did shock her. Like, I didn't think nobody was gonna come in here and make me feel like this
And
again.
that's what she
But
was saying, yep. And
yeah,
that be the scary thing about the bombshells that come into the villa because it's like you think you
yes.
super solid until
Until
until.
literally.
But what was I about to say with Nick? The conversation that he
Uh-huh.
had with Iris, he was like, I'm open. And I was
He
like,
did.
yes, he literally told her, I'm open pretty much. And I was like, I guarantee you, he is not about to tell Sierra that he told Iris this.
Yes.
Because
That's
if we know
literally
anything about him, he be lying.
he'd be lying. And then got into bed and literally downplayed like it was just regular. Like what did he say? Basically like introduction type talk.
Like,
Like,
I can't stand him. It's like he's funny, but like,
yeah.
And that's how I feel about Ace, where it's like, outside of me having to judge you based off of your dating habits, you're funny. And I like that
Yes,
you're messy and you make me laugh
yes,
sometimes. But it's like, when I have to judge you based off of your dating habits, it's like I can't in my right mind
yes.
like you at all.
Literally, I can't do it. Like, that's why I really do like Ace. Like, as a person, he's really cool to me. Like, I love his
Yes.
personality. I feel like Nick is too. I like as a person, I feel like he's really cool, but they just need to figure it out with these girls.
Yes, I hate it so much for them because it's like I literally just want better men in the villa for the girls. Like Nick and Ace and Austin and Jeremiah and Taylor and Charlie can't be the options for them. Like I'm like this just cannot be. Like they're so immature and they are annoying.
Yes.
But let's get into immature a real immature guy in the villa. Let's talk
Okay.
about Taylor and Elandria. What do you think
So,
about Taylor and Elandria?
Taylor and Alandria. At first, I felt like, oh my gosh, she got her cowboy. I felt like they really connected. And then it got to a point where I noticed like it's kind of slow. Their conversations are kind of like not happening, like, and it seems forced. They have to really think about what they want to talk about with each other.
Yes.
And there was no physical attract, like it was no physical, like I don't know, like they weren't being like touchy. Not saying they have to be, but it was just like, and
Like
I
that
feel
kind
like
of be
that's
a sign of like wanting to be in your partner's space.
yes.
So it's
And
like,
I feel like he stopped showing her like I really like you, and that's where
same.
guys be messing up. Like, no, I want you obsessed. And so I feel like now, after she had to tell him, like, I'm just letting you know that if you wanna, peck or whatever, however she said it. But it was just like I'm telling you now, like I'm okay with it. Like if hand touching, whatever, like I'm okay with that. And then I did. I was happy when he actually kissed her after that conversation. I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, I felt good. But I do feel like he in for it with this bombshell because yeah, I feel like
And
he
that
just
was definitely planted exactly for Elandria.
yes for her. I really came in the door. I was like, he's coming for Landria.
Yes.
Yeah,
And I'm glad that
I'm
he is.
happy for it. I'm actually happy for it, but but about Taylor and
Hmm.
Alandria, I feel like with Taylor, I feel like sometimes he is too immature for Alandria. Sometimes, just like like I feel like it's okay to be, playful and stuff like that. Like,
Yeah.
and I feel like he's really cool too as a person. But as a couple, sometimes I be feeling like Aledria wants her man. Like,
Yeah. And she said
she's that
that.
girl. Like,
She said
yeah.
that too. And I feel like
Yeah. So I,
unfortunately that is literally a pattern of what we just said with the guys that we've talked about is that like they're cool people, but as your partner, no.
yeah.
Like that's
Yeah, exactly. I'm
unfortunate.
like, yes. And I could see them being like really good friends. And I would actually be sad if if their couple broke up.
Right.
But I would be very happy for Alandria. Like,
It
oh my
like
God,
more than
girl, go get
anything,
your
I would be
man.
happy for Elandria that she actually found somebody. And I would be sad
Yeah.
if Taylor went home if that was the case. But
I
also I feel like
know.
if they yeah. Like it's like once the OG start leaving, that's when you start getting sad. Like, dang, it's really time for somebody to go
Yeah,
home.
it's like, oh my God. Because I feel like I connected with them a
Yes.
but I really feel like I connected with them, and I'm like, it's always like the original cast. Like, I'd be sad to see you go, but I feel like if Alendria recoupled, Taylor would be out the door
He
because
would be because I
it
don't
would
think
have to.
anybody really likes him like that. And
Yes,
he don't apply pressure like that on anybody for it to be like, oh
yes,
yeah.
exactly. And I feel like with the bombshells, yes, the bombshells coming in, they watch the show, they see. So
Yes.
if they see you don't apply pressure, they coming in, they probably not gonna choose you.
Yeah.
And most of them that came in haven't chose Taylor, even in the
No.
beginning, not not many of the girls chose Taylor.
And it
So
was just
that's
Alandria
a sign
because
right
they're
there.
both country.
It was literally just Alandria, yes. And yeah.
And that's
So
what I feel like you
I'm
said,
gonna be
like
really
them
sad
being
for it.
same. I feel like I agree with that point,
Mhm.
what you saying, like they would still be friends. So I'm like, even if Taylor got into a couple and a hypothetical if they were still on a villa together. If Taylor got into a new couple, Alandria got into a
Yeah.
new couple, I feel like their friendship would actually flourish. Like now that they don't have to even worry about the
Yes,
romantic
exactly.
aspect of their relationship, I feel
That
like they would
part.
be really
Uh-huh.
close.
They would be really cool friends. Yes. I can see that. But I feel like right now, he has to apply this pressure and he's gonna have to apply it 10 times more um because of this bombshell. And that's why Alendra is saying like I don't know if it's genuine or if
Yes, I
he's
was
doing this
just gonna say.
because the bombshell. And I'm
And
trying to
he's
figure that out
also
too.
mimicking exactly what Ace is doing, and it feels empty.
Yes.
Where it's like, okay, Ace did meditation,
Yes.
now you doing meditation, and like Ace gotta guide you in this dance class. Like Ace is your
Yes.
wingman for everything that you gotta do for Elandria, or are you gonna step up and actually do something for Elandria that you thought of on your
Yes.
own? That's not just a damn kiss that you don't have no energy for. Like it
Yes.
was like even though he did do the kiss, it was just like, why am I not feeling anything in the stuff that he's doing? It just seemed like he's just
Oh, because I
doing
was
it.
just like, it felt like, oh, okay. But it was just like, I'm gonna do this because like you
It's what
said
I
it.
gotta do.
But
Yeah.
like I felt like, okay, maybe he's doing it because he wants to do it too, like and she said, I'm okay with it. And it's like, okay, well, let me apply the pressure. But it's like I shouldn't have to tell you. But let me just say this, it's sidebar. But
Yes.
speaking of meditation, am I the
Scared.
only person that feels like Austin's meditations be hilarious? They are funny because I be feeling like he don't know what the heck.
He don't know what the hell
They
he
are
be doing,
so
bruh.
funny to me.
Like he just be making up stuff, and it'd be like, what the hell are we meditating about?
Yes.
And then all of a sudden, the meditation always end up getting freaky. Like, how the hell
Yes,
do we get here,
it's
bruh?
like it's weird.
And that's the thing.
Yes,
This
it's
is
so hilarious
sidebar, but
to me.
Austin literally be throwing me off so bad because he is too freaked out. I'm like, when I be on the TikTok lives, the chat be going
Oh
crazy
my
because it
god,
be
yes.
like I'm getting like like I'm
Yes,
cringing because he always got to turn something freaky. The way he was freaking watching
yes,
Jeremiah and Huda, I literally like felt like I wanted to jump out
yes.
of my skin. Like that was so creepy and scary. Like you're
Oh
too
my god.
freaky.
And then bro, at the when they had the game where they was tied up and stuff, did
Yeah,
you see
that.
at the end he had Ariana freaking smack his butt?
It's like, what are you here
I was
for,
like,
bruh?
oh my god,
I
I
did
know
not
he was
catch that at first,
yes,
but the chat had me run it back, and so I watched it again, and I was like,
yes.
wait. What the hell is wrong with
Yes, I was
Austin,
like,
bruh?
this boy is freaked out
And
because
it's
it's
like,
like,
now them numbers
sir, do
making
you realize?
sense.
I'm like, you're in a couple.
Like, bruh, boundaries. Please. Where
Literally,
is
I'm
your
like, you're in
line?
a couple. And I'm like, I feel like he didn't start realizing it till Shelly was like, shut up, Austin. And it was like, oh, don't dial it
Right.
back. Like,
Right. He
yeah,
done lost his
I feel like
mind.
he got too excited
Too
too quick.
excited.
Like, hold on, Austin, wait a minute,
And I was glad she told him to shut up. I
Mr.
was like, she need to
Thousand
start
News.
like thousands of nudes, bruh. Do you not value your safety and privacy? Like that is absolutely
Literally, I
insane.
would be so scared.
Like
Like,
everybody
oh
and their
my
mama
God.
got nudes of Austin
I
in their
would be
phone for some
horrified.
reason. Like hell nah, bruh.
That's
But
what I'm saying.
like
Like, you not scared they gonna come out after the villa or while you in it?
yes. Like the boost of fame that they get when they join Love Island, are you not horrified that you can possibly be exposed? Like he don't keep
Yes,
nothing tight or close to his damn chest.
literally.
But back to freaking Taylor and Elandria, just real
No.
quick before we get to the next
Uh-huh.
couple. I feel like he
Yes.
wasn't being honest with Elandria about how he felt when she kissed Ace on that first game. Was that the first game? One of the first games. When they were
I
blindfolded.
know. I think it was. Yeah.
And I think
I
that
think
was the
that was
turning
the
point.
first game.
Yeah. I feel like that was literally the
Yep.
turning point because I'm like, before
Because
that,
their conversations were different after
they
that.
were completely different. And I'm like, Alandria was upset after I forgot what game or something happened where Taylor, I keep trying to remember this scenario where Alandria was like, I'm kind of upset at you for doing this. And he's like, well,
Mm-hmm.
you can't be upset because I wasn't mad that you kissed Ace, but I feel like he's lying about him being upset that she kissed Ace. But I can't remember the
Yeah.
scenario that happened. Was it a bombshell that came? Was it Sierra? What happened? How did Sierra come to the
It
villa?
was
Sierra and Charlie.
it
How
was
did they?
that was during that game. Yep. That was during that game.
Oh, okay. I just don't feel like Taylor is being honest about how he actually feels about Alandria being open and then actually kissing Ace.
Mm-hmm.
Did I say Austin?
Yes. No, you said Ace.
Okay. I don't know why I feel like I said Austin. So I feel like it's definitely a
Mm-hmm.
turning point for their relationship. And I just think that they need to start pursuing new people. And it's like, I don't like Taylor is like, he just gives little
I
brother
know.
vibes. Like he just gives little brother vibes. And I just don't think that
I,
really anyone
oh
is
my
going to
God.
take
I
him serious.
literally said the same thing because I watched the show with my kids. And we were literally watching it. That's
I
all
would
I was
love
saying.
to
I
know
was
their
literally
thoughts.
like, oh my gosh, it's so hilarious to me because they actually understand it
Bruh.
now that they a little older. I've been watching this since they were little, but it's so hilarious now. But my Bink, he gets it, and Ivy. I'm just like this is so funny. Like I used to watch Flavor of Love with my parents, and
Yes.
I Love
Tila
New York.
Tequila. What was the name of that show?
Tila
Rock of
Tequila,
Love.
Farm
I
School,
love
like
all
exactly,
of
Rock
that.
I Love. Like that is
It's like
hilarious. But I'm like
this
Love Island.
is
Yeah.
that are their generation's version of that.
Exactly. I'm like, y'all. Bink was just telling me last night, like, can I watch it with you? Because I was in my AirPods watching it.
Bruh.
But yeah,
He invested in a mess now. All right, let's get into
literally,
the
not
most
even listening to it.
literally. Now let's get into the most irritating couple, I think, or the couple that's starting the most conversation in the villa, to be honest, and that is Huda
Gee,
and Jeremiah. Let me start. Let me
couldn't
start
be
with just
nobody
asking
else.
literally nobody else. I'm like, so many thoughts, so many thoughts. Let me start with asking you. Do you think that Jeremiah is okay with Huda being a mom?
No, absolutely not. And I am saying that because I am a mother myself. And
Bruh.
I can tell that he is not comfortable with it. And and I've talked to someone who didn't have kids before, and they were, but they were comfortable. They were okay with the fact that I've had kids. I can
Right.
tell when, but Jeremiah, his response when she said that, I was literally like, and he
Right.
also said that does not date. He never dated someone with kids. He's not. I can tell he's not even interested in that. That's not
No.
something he probably ever goes for. Somebody with
Literally.
a kid, and I feel like he still to this day is not comfortable with it.
Not even for Love
But
Island.
like,
Hmm.
not nope. He's playing it safe, and Hood is gonna, do what she do and manipulate the little boy.
Yes.
I was just they both in the beginning. Jeremiah, I felt like he was love bombing her, and
Yes.
that died really quick. She got
Because
right in that.
he realized how crazy it's
Yeah,
really getting. And it's like, wait,
yeah,
I actually need
yeah,
to get out of this.
yeah. And now it's her. And now I feel like she manipulates him. And it's actually really hard to watch sometimes because I'm
It
like, you can
is.
literally see it. He looks miserable. And it's been 10 days. Like, but to answer the question, no, I don't think that he is comfortable with that.
Thank you. Thank you. And I feel like with I feel like with Jeremiah, when she told him that, one, I guess I'm trying to figure out why she waited so long to tell him. It's like when I was
Oh
watching
my
it with the
God.
live, when I was watching it with the live in chat, somebody in chat was like, I understand why she, held off saying it because she's a mom and that'd be a hard conversation to have. But at the same time, I'm like, okay, I'm not a mom, so it'd be like, I mean, I can't say how it feels and how hard it is to say that to somebody in the dating field. But I'm like,
Yes.
it's kind of a no-brainer to say that to somebody when you're starting,
Yes.
like one of the first things that you say, because I feel like that's a part of you and who you are. So it's like, it's
Yes.
basically
And
like saying what your favorite color is, where it's like, I just, this is just a fun
yes,
fact about
that's
me. Hey,
what I'm saying. Yes. And I always feel like, because especially if you're a mom and you have kids and date, there are people out there that date women with kids and some who just don't. They just don't prefer it. And that's,
right.
I feel like you always need to give someone that choice. Let them,
Yes.
they want to pursue you with children or not. So tell them in the beginning so that you ain't wasting your time with the lovey-dovey shit. Then it's like, oh yeah, I
Yes.
got kids, and then it's like, oh well, no, I don't want to talk to you no more. Now your feelings are connected to the person. No,
And then
tell
that's
them ahead
what
of time.
I'm like, I hate that. It's like I've been seeing a lot of conversations with like people saying that a lot of the vitriol is aimed at 𝙎𝙬 right now and it should be aimed at Jeremiah. But I'm like, there are two evils in this situation. It's not one
It
or the
really
other.
is. It really is.
I'm like, there's two evils in this situation because I feel like Jeremiah went into this being like, or thinking that he had the upper hand and was just like, oh yeah, she really
Yeah.
liked me. I'ma love bomb her. But really, even when
Whew.
they started, Huda literally manipulated the situation because she was
Yeah.
withholding that information that she was
With
not a mom or that she's a mom.
yes.
And it's like, that's literally something that you have to say. And she was like egging it on, or like, breadcrumbing it throughout the days. And it's like, bro, just tell me, like, is is it gonna change the trajectory of this dynamic? Like, because I feel like Jeremiah was ready to play the game regardless. Like she in the
Yep.
end of this, regardless, she was gonna get
Yeah.
played. But it's like now with this, it's like, I mean, I actually am attracted to you and like you to a point, and I was ready to play the game to the end. But it's like, okay, but this information, I'm not really comfortable with. Well, not that he's not comfortable, but
Yes.
he wouldn't date somebody that has a kid. He's still going through the motions of that. So it's like, whoa, now I
Yeah.
have to think about, is this what I even want to do? Like now I got to change my whole game plan that
Yes.
I was trying to
And it's just
manipulate.
like if somebody is not comfortable with you having kids, if somebody's not comfortable with the fact that you have a kid, then do not date them at all.
Yes.
Like there's
And
no
then I feel
exception.
like with Huda, I don't know why. It's like she be making me feel crazy where it's like, why do you keep telling everybody that you have a daughter? Like this is like a huge bomb
Yeah.
that it's gonna be like, everybody's like, whoa, oh my gosh, you're a mom. And it's like everybody on this villa is in their 20s. I mean, sure, like at this point in everybody's life, somebody's gonna have kids, right? Like it's not shocking that 20-year-olds are saying
Mhm.
that they're parents. Like, and then it's like, I feel like she's using this information, like everybody that she tells now has the responsibility to do everything that she says and not betray her. Like she's trying to,
Because I'm a mom.
I'm a mom. And I can't believe that he did this to me. And I told him this information. And every
I
time they
told
get
him
into
that.
some type of
Like,
beef, that's like the first thing that she says. Is like, I told him that I'm a mom. It's like, you're on national TV.
yes.
That's not a secret. Like the whole world now knows this. And also in your own personal life, people know that. Are you a secret mom? Do
Yes.
you like, I can understand if she don't post her child on social media, if she just don't tell anybody that she's a mom. Like if it's really like a real life secret, sure, but it's not a real life secret. So it's like you personally are just not
Yes.
comfortable with you being a mom at 19. That's it.
Yes.
And you don't, yeah.
That's what I'm saying. And I'm like, I'm like, I really couldn't understand why she held off. Even Shelly was like, you still haven't told him? Because it's really like, why are you withholding it?
It's a
Like, it's not to
no-brainer.
do not build the trust first and then tell him, like,
That's
no, tell him ahead of
manipulation,
time. Fuck that. Like, I
literally.
need to know.
And I'm like,
Yes.
okay, so what do you feel about the situation in the last episode? Because I know we was texting about it, where she was like, no protein when Jeremiah brought her breakfast, and then the
Oh,
pancakes weren't done in the middle,
oh my God.
and then they got into it.
it instantly had made me like, I felt like, "Oh my god, Jeremiah, please run." Like, it was just like,
Yes.
"Girl, no protein?" I would have flipped that damn plate. Like,
Yes.
the plate would have been done.
Like, I actually
Then it
didn't
was
have
like
to
the
bring you
eggs and the
breakfast at
pancake wasn't
all.
done. Yes. It was like everything, and I'm like, "Jeremiah actually brings her breakfast every
Every
day."
day. Now,
And
it
then
is
she
something
be
to be said
ungrateful
that breakfast.
every time.
Yes. Okay, let me say two things. It's like it is something to say about breakfast not being up to par like how it usually is. But it's like, I mean, until she
Yeah,
said this, I guess I don't know how breakfast was before this. So maybe breakfast has
right.
gone on a quality control decline since
I
he
mean,
ain't feeling her no
honestly,
more.
me yes.
But it's like,
I'm not even lying. I actually be looking at
mm-hmm.
I was like, "She only got pancakes on her plate right now." So I'm like, maybe he was just like, "I don't feel like this."
Right, because he said like the stove was occupied or
Sorry, I
something,
keep
so he
sneezing,
just
but
ended up bringing breakfast, and he was like, everybody be in the kitchen making
yeah,
the girls breakfast, so it's like, okay, I'm gonna just come bring you a
yeah.
plate. It's like it is
And
something
then the
to be said.
pancakes was
Was it done? It's like now that is like, but I feel like that's not. It's like I see both sides of the situation where it's like, yes, Jeremiah, now you could have made
yeah,
her pancakes done. And they ain't done, and I would have definitely
yeah,
felt some type of way about it. But the way she brought it to
yeah,
him wasn't just checking him on that, where it's like, bro, you literally brought me like the pancakes was not done this morning. She went in the kitchen,
yeah.
asked Taylor to help her make breakfast,
Literally
and
ask
then
Taylor to help her.
yes, I literally was like, oh, she like when I seen it, like, oh, she's asking Taylor da, 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 with Jeremiah standing there. Then that's the first thing that she brought to Jeremiah was that Taylor helped me make breakfast. You didn't even step in. It's like, girl, I brought you
Like,
breakfast. What are you
you
talking
mean your
about?
mans? I
Yeah,
was
it's
like,
like,
"What?" She like, oh my gosh, she would have already been cussed out. Like, I would
yes.
have been
And
like,
it's
"You
like,
lucky we on TV."
yes, that specific moment is literally a moment of manipulation where it's like you literally created an issue and then made it an issue to me instead of actually bringing up the
Yes.
issue that you brought up after you just told me about this made up scenario with Taylor that
Yeah.
the pancakes wasn't done. Like that was a genuine concern that you could have brought up.
Yes.
Like, bro, I
And I
couldn't
was
even
just
eat them
like,
pancakes. They wasn't done. Like instead of
yes.
the
And then
made
it's
up
like we could have
scenario.
just went in the kitchen. Yes, we could have went in the kitchen together and made some new
Yes,
pancakes.
and it's like
But
you're
you
mad at
called
me.
Taylor to help you. So then it's like,
Yes.
how was I supposed to know?
I had no idea. Now, when he said, I'm still dealing with the fact, or what did he say? That you're a mom or something like that. I was like, that's gonna be the turning point
Yeah.
of the
He says you
conversation.
have a kid or something.
Yes.
Yes, and I know that she actually hates when he shows his real feelings about that.
Yes.
That's why I'm like, he actually is not comfortable with it. He's not.
Yes.
Because when he says that, it literally like she gets irritated, like, oh my God, like this again. And it's like she tries her hardest to like make him feel like he needs to be okay with it. Like, no,
Right.
girl,
And it's
leave
like he
him. Yeah,
actually doesn't. And
right.
yes, that's the thing about it. And
Yeah.
then she goes to the girls and complains about it. But I'm like, it's like the things that she's complaining
Yeah.
about, one, she's lying. Talking about I'm not gonna beg, I'm the prize, this and that. It's like you don't act
But
like
she's
that.
been begging this whole time.
You've
Yeah,
literally
no.
been
She literally is the
begging.
opposite.
You've literally been begging this whole time and extremely down bad. It's like
Yes. Constantly comparing her relationship and
to
comparing herself,
everybody
and
else.
it's just like
Mind
yes,
you,
and it's just like,
nobody's relationship is
literally, if
worth
you
even
bring it
being compared. Everybody sucks. like,
yes, like, no let everybody fuck yes,
like,
literally, let me stop 'cause sorry.
yes.
Everybody
It's
freaking
all right.
sucks.
Like, it's not even anything to be compared to. Who was it? Taylor bringing breakfast to Alandria and you whispering under your breath like, "Oh, I haven't got breakfast yet." Taylor like,
Bro,
"Dang."
I was
Like
literally about to say that.
Taylor is like, "Bruh,
I was
dang.
literally about to
Your
say that.
breakfast is on the way." 5 seconds later, here come Jeremiah with the plate. Now she's smiling,
He
giggling,
bringing
happy
it, and
she
it's
got
like,
breakfast.
they start doing the dates. Yes, they doing the dates, and she like, "You don't, like, set up dates for me? You don't" mind you, they just had their own date to a water park.
Literally,
Like,
they
girl,
did.
did anybody else do that?
And mind
Like,
you, Taylor is
what?
just copying stuff that Ace is doing, and Ace
Yeah,
is literally
Taylor just
copying what
copying.
Austin is doing. Like, nobody's even being original in these scenarios, and none of it is freaking
Yes,
genuine. And what I feel like
yes.
is
And
that,
then it's like
mhm,
freaking Austin was only doing meditation because Ace was trying to do that yoga with her.
exactly. And I'm like, what I feel like is that now that there's bombshells on the villa, one, let's talk about that real quick with the bombshells coming in. I feel like
Mhm.
she was happy, giddy, really going in for them kisses with the bombshells, and I was shocked.
Mhm.
I was really like, I was
Yes,
not
Huda.
expecting Huda to be all in
Oh
like
my
this.
gosh. I literally was like, she was all in.
She was all in. And what I
That's
think
why
it
it
is, yeah,
threw me with her reaction to
yeah,
Jeremiah.
yeah. Calling that girl a bitch again? Like, this
Ooh,
is not the first time that you
that
have
was
done this, bruh.
yes, that was
Like, she be too quick to let that B
yes.
word fly, bruh. I'm
And I'm
like,
like, I
yeah.
was like, what's the policy on Love Island? Like, we can't tussle because
Like, I don't
a
know if
few of them
arguing
would
is
have had
enough.
their heads snapped.
Like, you're not
Right.
talking to me like
You're
that.
not enough. Somebody got to get slapped.
Literally. I'm just
Because
like,
you're not about to play with me on live duty.
no. And then she really got off of him after she said that. Like, girl, please. Who are you? I'm a bombshell.
Yeah.
And then you know she was feeling tight
Yes.
after she really got off of Jeremiah after she said that.
Yes.
But
Like,
what
oh
I
my
be feeling
God.
like with Huda is that, in line with the conversation that she's having with
Mm-hmm.
Jeremiah and the conversation we were just having, is that she
Mm-hmm.
likes the attention. That's really all that it is.
She does.
She
Yep.
likes to the attention of the guys being on her and Jeremiah being mad, but
Uh-huh.
she can't take the vice versa. Like, that's just what she
Yeah.
wants. And she
Because I feel
also,
like she wants things her way. That's it.
yes, and that's it. And she also wants Jeremiah to show that he really likes her in the face of the new bombshells that
Mm-hmm.
just entered the villa. Because it's like, I mean, Sierra and
Yes.
Charlie have been there for some time, and we haven't got to the point that we're at now with
Mm-hmm.
Jeremiah. But now it's like, now they're actually on a decline. So she wants to show that to the bombshells, like, we're a solid couple, but that's genuinely not where they are right now. But she is basically telling him, like, you need to be also putting on the united front with me in front of everybody.
Yeah. Yes. It's the and she's the only one. I feel like she does this damage control every time. It's like she
Yes.
immediately, when a bombshell come in, she immediately makes sure don't even try to go for my man because da da da. Da. When girl, no, that's not the way that the game goes. Have you watched Love Island? Anybody can get it. Like,
Yes.
no,
And
that's not
that's
how
why
it's
I
gonna
was
go.
happy
Now,
that
if that's
Amaya
why
came in.
I was glad when Iris, yes, I was so glad when Iris was like, "Are y'all closed off?" Because yeah, girl, are y'all closed off though? Because
Right.
if you was
And
close,
then
if
called
y'all
them
was
high
closed off,
school.
okay, I'll respect that. Yes, like I respect it if you told me like, "Oh yeah, okay, we closed off." But girl, I'm not believing that 10 days in.
No.
No, let me go holler at him.
In exact, it's
That's
like,
why I wanted
mind
her to go
you,
for him, but I'm like, no. I'm like, Jeremiah, he be having Huda too far in his head. That's
he
she
do.
manipulated him so much to where he can't even have a conversation with somebody
No.
because he's so worried about what Huda is thinking. And
And
I'm
she
just like,
literally
bro,
made it this
just
way.
yes, I literally hate it for him. Or hate it for them.
All right, let's talk about a couple that is not that interesting, in my opinion. Charlie and Hannah. What do you think about Charlie and Hannah?
Charlie and Hannah. Oh my gosh. At
Now, was some drama in the
first,
last episode, and that
okay.
was the most drama we got. So maybe it
Yes.
is something to talk about.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Okay. So for Charlie and Hannah, I feel like they did connect. Honestly, Charlie is like he's not really somebody I'm just like, oh my god, can't wait to see Charlie on my screen, you know?
No.
But I'm just like, Hannah, I do feel like she's really like sexually attracted to men first, or anybody. Like I feel like she
Yeah.
just like has this sexual energy about her.
Yes.
So I'm like, so I feel like that's her first thing is like physical attraction with somebody. So
Right.
that's the same as she was with Charlie. So they connected, and I feel like they connected, but I feel like only on that level.
Right.
I don't really see nothing deeper than that with them, but because it's like when Pepe came in, she did the same thing with, and that's it's nothing wrong with that. It's just like, I mean, that's how the game goes. It's
Yes.
Charlie. She
And
can't be just
that be my
with
thing
you.
is that even with Shelly, where it's like I don't actually be mad at people just having their way on
Mhm.
the villa right now, which is what's throwing me with Huda and Jeremiah. It's like,
Mhm.
I mean, this is really the time to be having your way if that's your personality or that's your dynamic with
Yeah.
somebody. Like, this is not the time to be closed off. So
Right.
I'm like, I'm not too mad at Hannah for the way she's moving, because it's like, I mean, yes, when somebody new comes onto the villa and I'm attracted to them and I want to get to know them,
Right.
that's how the game goes.
Right. Exactly. Because that's how the game goes. And I'm like, well, Hannah about to shake some shit up.
She is, and
I need some
that is
stuff up, but
surprising. Iris ain't even shaking it up the way Hannah finna shake it up on freaking
yes.
Sunday. Like,
Yes, I'm like, Hannah about to pick it up because I'm like, okay, Charlie was thinking that, but he was right to think that, and it was so funny to
yes.
me. Like Shirley was like, "You ain't gotta worry about it. Don't
I'm
worry
like,
about," it. And the
he
whole time in
does
the
have
back,
something to worry about.
no, he needs to worry. He
And
needs
the
to.
editors be too
Your
messy
girl
for
is
how they be
getting touched
cutting it.
right now.
Yes. And I'm
Yes,
like, also, same way that I felt about
I was
Austin
just like,
being
this
a red
would be
flag with
good.
how he would get mad, I feel like Charlie is a red flag with how he be getting mad. Well, it's like he's
Hard.
justified
Oh
in
my
how his
God, I'm
mind
so
was
glad
moving
you said that.
crazy. But I was like, I don't know,
Yes,
I'm
but let me
scared.
say, did you peep? I swear, but did you peep when Pepe came in that kitchen and how Charlie? I was like, Charlie really want to go off. I feel like,
He
but
was
he
not
didn't.
trying to shake his
How
hand,
Pepe came
dap
in the
him
kitchen and
up,
said he would
skate with
like
him,
to.
nothing. I was like, he's pissed right now.
He was angry. He was fuming. I
He
was
was
literally
fuming.
like, oh my God, he was so.
He was mad.
He
And then
was so upset. I
you
was
could tell
literally
Hannah
like,
was like pulling and tugging to be like, okay, let's go to the next room. We could take this out the kitchen. And I feel
yeah,
like Charlie was literally waiting on what she was
yeah,
gonna say. And it was like when she said,
yeah.
yeah, let's go have a conversation somewhere else, it was a
Let's
wrap
go.
for his feelings. He was
Yeah.
pissed. He
Now
was
he's eating
pissed off.
guacamole alone.
And what I feel like
Literally.
was happening with Charlie on this villa, crazy enough, is that I feel like he having like insecurity issues or self-confidence issues, because on the
I
first
know.
recoupling, nobody picked him and he was really down and out about that. Like, I'm
Yeah.
surprised nobody picked me. Shelly didn't pick me. I
Yeah.
really thought she was gonna pick me, but she
And
didn't. And
not even Shirley.
I was
Yeah.
even shocked she didn't stand up. But it's like, I mean, the way she explained it, where
Hmm.
it's like, I mean, I'm already in a couple with Austin and I do want to keep pursuing Austin.
Hmm.
And so it's like, if I'm already in a couple with Austin, I'm just going to
Hmm.
continue to do that instead of joining a new
Hmm.
couple and then trying to still pursue Austin in the process, when I can just
Right.
still be in a couple with Austin and still talk to
Right.
you. But she didn't even end up talking to Charlie in the first place. So it ended up being Austin and Ace. But he was down and out about that. So I feel like he talked about that, where he's like, he just don't feel like he fit in on the villa. Maybe he was saying because he British.
Right.
And so it's like, I feel like it really gets to him when the girls don't choose him and stay with him. Like, he be feeling like his
Right.
spot is like not
Oh,
solid or secure.
I feel like Charlie and Hannah, I don't know. I feel like they were good until a bombshell come in, and that's usually what happens.
That's usually how it
Um,
go every time.
so I'm like, how strong is your connection for real? Yes, like how
And
strong is
that's
your
the
connection for
test.
real? I don't
Where it's like, it's always gonna be smooth sailing as long as y'all don't have no issue, like no something coming in between. And I feel like Pepe coming on the villa was literally that something coming in between. Cause I'm like,
know.
Hannah
Ooh,
actually be
yes,
shocking
it kind of
me
shocked
because,
me because I was like,
yeah,
you kinda-
I'm like, even
no,
when,
go ahead, because you probably gonna say the same thing I
no,
was thinking.
I probably, I don't know. I was finna kind of tangent it back to like when Shelly and Amaya got into it, not even really getting into it. But I'm like, Hannah was actually speaking up in that moment more than anybody else. Like she was trying to like pipe it down. And I was like, I'm actually shocked that she's doing that because she came in with Amaya. So I'm like, maybe there's a bit more to Hannah that we don't know. And I feel like we about to learn. And I feel
Mm-hmm.
like Hannah might get with Pepe and Charlie
Yes.
might end up being the one that's on a chopping block in the end after all of this. But what was you gonna say?
Yes. Exactly. No, I feel like Pepe would have a lot of fun with Hannah.
Yeah.
But I feel like he probably feels like it could be a deeper connection with Sierra. So, and I was like, I was actually interested to see like what Sierra and Pepe was gonna be like, but I actually was
Yeah.
like, I really don't want Nick and Hannah. It's too much. Nick and Sierra
Iris.
to get broken up.
Oh,
Then
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
like, but
yeah.
what if freaking Nick go for Iris? I was like, this
It's
is
like
too
y'all got
much.
too
Like, I
many
don't know.
options.
So the voting was difficult for me.
It was. And I
Yes,
was like, so I
but
just
I
kind
was
of
just
picked
like,
with
we're
my
gonna
first
see.
mind with the voting. It was like, who was it? Who do you want to be with Jalen? I
Yeah,
think with Jalen, I picked Elandria. Who do you want to be with Pepe?
I definitely picked
Pepe?
Alandria with Jalen.
Same. It was like there's literally nobody else that I could possibly think of with Jalen. Like, let's just get her in a
Mm-hmm.
new couple. I just want my girl to just have a
Yeah.
flirty romantic moment. Like
Mm-hmm.
she just needs that.
Yes,
Whatever
and
I
I was
think of
like, that's
Jalen,
what
she
I
just need this moment.
exactly.
And then with
Right,
Pepe,
she
I
need this.
picked she needs it real bad. Who the freak did I pick with Pepe? Hannah. I think I picked
Yeah,
Hannah with Pepe, and then Iris,
I think I picked
I picked
Hannah. I did.
Ace.
Okay, okay. I picked Hannah for. Okay, I could see that.
Let me
At
actually
first,
check
see, I
because I
had
screenshotted
voted
it.
at first before I had the full episode.
Really, bruh?
Freaking Jeremiah for Huda. Yes, I did that at first, and then I went back,
Oh, you could change your
and I
vote?
realized I didn't submit it, but I
Oh,
had
wow.
Jeremiah. No, you can't. But I didn't submit it. But you could change it if you didn't submit it. And I was just like, because I was like, I want shit to get. I mean, I want stuff to get shook up.
Shooken
Like,
up. Yeah. That's
I
why I've
don't
seen a lot
know.
of people voting that way.
And I'm just like, if she wanted to explore Jeremiah, I'm just like, no, keep like push. Like he needs
Please
to, but I
push.
feel like he really is not going to push. Like, so I'm like, whatever.
But
But
it's like if
for
they are
Iris,
coupled up, he's
I
going
could
to have
definitely
no
see him.
choice.
Yeah,
Like if she picks him,
yeah,
he's going to have no choice but to
literally.
be coupled up with. And that's the thing about
Mhm,
the game is that
mhm,
it's scary for Huda to be so closed off with Jeremiah because it's like, do you realize you have not explored any other options
mhm.
outside of this? So if it's girls pick and every girl goes before you, or Iris goes before you, or somebody that's interested in Jeremiah goes before you, they can pick Jeremiah and then who the freak are you about to pick? Or you're just going to be single and done
Yes,
off the villa.
literally. And I'm just like, that's why I'm like, Huda be doing a lot. And I'm like, this marking her territory. When she put that hickey over his
Hickey,
neck,
and then she said she
I'm
got the ick,
like,
bruh. I would have got the ick
I,
too.
yes, I would have got the ick. Like, what is this? That's why I was like, when she
High
said like
school, middle
give it
school.
like high school, like
Like
it really
what?
is. This is so childish.
And it's like that was her thought process
Like what I
behind
really was
doing
this
that.
type of girl she was in high school.
Oh, it'd be second for Jeremiah's case because it's like, I mean, I'm like, if Jeremiah go home, I really
Yeah.
wouldn't care. I don't think like him and Huda could go home and I wouldn't bat an eyelash.
Yeah,
Like, because I'm really getting sick of this whole thing, but it
honestly.
sucks for
That's why it's
Jeremiah.
shocking to me that for her thinking that they are
Like
that's
America's
why it's
favorite
so
couple
shocking
or
to me for
something.
her thinking that they're such a couple.
Like,
No, baby.
I don't.
Y'all can go
You
home and
finna get
nobody gonna
home
give
and
a damn.
see that we don't care. But I was saying it just sucks on Jeremiah's case because I'm
Yes.
like, actually, him being paired up with Huda is making him like lose aura. It's like actually seeing you in these predicaments from the outside
Yes.
looking in as somebody that's trying to pursue you on this villa is like making you look pathetic. And it's like, who wants to be paired up with
Yes.
Jeremiah after all of this? Like, because then you got to deal with him getting the Huda residue off of him, and it's like, who
Yes.
wants that?
Yes. And I feel like that's probably why he don't be talking to nobody is because he'd be so Huda, like so Huda focused And it's so sad to see because it's really like making him not find new connections, and that's gonna be his
Yes.
demise in this game. Like
Yes. Why he
that's
think he
gonna be
making it
his
to the end
demise
for that
to
money?
work.
It's
Cause it's
like,
like you're
no.
not exploring anybody. Yeah, and it's like y'all not making it for us to be like, oh my god, I love them so much. It's
No,
10
this
days
shit
and
is
y'all doing a
toxic.
whole lot.
Toxic as
No.
hell.
And
So,
y'all now are starting to get irritated with each other.
exactly. So let's just quickly talk about these freaking bombshells. So during that whole spanking freaky game,
Hmm.
which when I was on TikTok live, it was literally I had got multiple notifications talking about sexually suggestive content is blocked in some regions. I was like, bro, what the hell? But you know what I was thinking about? I'm like, the fact
What?
that, yes, literally. I'm like, the show used to be on CBS, remember? And so we would have to watch it through CBS All
Hmm.
Access, which is
Literally.
Peacock now. So I'm like, now that
Hmm.
it's strictly on a streaming service, I feel like they just doing whatever the hell they want to do. Cause I'm like, this is crazy. This is like
Yes, and I love it.
yeah, I'm not complaining. I was just like, this is like, because on the UK version, they would be able to cuss, do all that. And so I feel like they wanted that too. Where
Literally.
it's like before they kind of had the
Yeah.
restrictions of being on like, live national TV. So you
Yep.
got
Oh
the,
my God. Yeah, they did.
yeah,
Yep.
like, so it's like you got to worry about advertisers and what you putting on TV and restrictions. But it's like if it's on a streaming service, you
Yep.
actually don't have to worry about any of that. So I feel like they wanted to be similar to the UK
Yep.
version in that way, but also move people onto their
Yep.
Peacock app. But
In that
I
way.
said,
And I feel
yeah,
like that's what made it so good too, was because it's so
exactly.
raw. Like the UK was so
Exactly.
raw.
And it was like, I have never watched no kind of TV like this. They really cussing each other out,
Yes.
fighting. It's getting raunchy. Like,
Yes.
this is good TV. But I said all that to say to bring it to the damn
Yes.
spanking game that Austin loved. We ended up getting 3 new bombshells. So a lot of people thought that the girl with the red outfit with the brown hair was a bombshell, but that ended up being Ariana. But then, so the actual bombshells that we ended up
Yes.
getting
And
was
it was them
one.
actually shocked.
Yes, that you could tell some of them was really trying to figure it out because they was thinking she was cute. They like, is that a bombshell? Is
Yes.
that Ariana? And they're like, oh, it's
Right. It's already on
Ariana.
there.
And then they couldn't help but be like, oh, you look good. Like, yeah, y'all thought she was added to the villa. Y'all was
Yes.
finna fold. But we did
Yes.
end up getting Iris, which was the only girl bombshell. And I actually like the balance of them adding Iris and then the 2 other bombshells that we got, Jalen and Pepe. So overall, what do you think about the bombshells that we got this time?
Yes. I actually love when they bring in new bombshells, and I was waiting for them to bring in some guys, some attractive ones at that,
Yes,
to shake it
literally.
up. Because when Charlie came in, I really was like, he not about to shake nothing up.
He
But
didn't at
I like
all.
when they bring in people that, yes, shake it up. And I love when more girls come in because I'm like, I feel like it gives them more. I don't know. I just love when I see like more girls come in. I really hate when
Yes.
sometimes the girls come in and they immediately be like mean girls. Not, I'm saying like hood.
Yeah.
She instantly like mean to them and then turn around and be their friend. I don't get that.
But she
But
only
I
turn
like to
around
see
and
it,
be
and I'll
their
be wanting to
friend.
know if they're agreeing to the stuff that she pulling.
Exactly. If they immediately be like, "Oh, I'm not gonna pursue Jeremiah," then she'd be like, "Oh yeah, that's my girl. We
Yeah, it's
sisters."
like,
But it's
oh,
like if
you
they
know
pursue
this
Jeremiah,
girl?
she don't
Yes.
want them. She don't want them as her friend. I was gonna say I do like the
No, go ahead.
balance.
I'm sorry.
No, I was gonna say I do like the balance of 2 boys and 1 girl. I know people were saying like they don't want it to be another girl on the
Yep.
villa, but I actually think that now it's kind of an even keel for everybody because if they just added boys, then the boys will have to be on their
Hmm.
toes. But now with 1 extra girl, it's like, well, now everybody really has to decide who they
Everybody.
want to be
Yeah,
with because
everybody.
everybody has options now.
And I love that.
Exactly. And
Because I'm
yeah.
like, I love when it gets shook up. Like, I love when it gets shaken up a little. Like, when everybody feel like, oh, we're comfortable, and they drop some stuff to
It's
make it
like,
like,
watch this.
I don't know. Like, I want to see how you think you so solid. Let's see how you feel if this person come in, especially if they
Exactly.
come in and they immediately want, like, you're exactly who they're looking for. So that's why
Exactly.
I'm like, even with Pepe going up to Sierra, I was like, she was shocked. I was shocked. I'm like, oh my God.
She's
Like,
shocked. I'm shocked.
yeah. So, yes, like, I don't know. Maybe explore it.
Right, and
But we'll see
I
who they
like
decide
that
to
for her.
choose.
Exactly. I'm like, I definitely think that he's
Mhm.
going
Me
to
too.
more so go for Hannah. I do think that. But a lot of
Mm,
people were saying that these weren't good bombshells, but I feel like there's never really that many good bombshells in general on Love Island. I think that a lot of people started watching
never.
from season
It never
6,
is.
and so they like, "Oh my gosh, Miguel, he was just
Mhm.
the epitome of a great bombshell." And it's like, yeah, that's literally pretty much all we ever get is like that's gonna
Yes.
be as best as it's gonna get every
Right.
time we get a
Yes.
bombshell
The best.
is Miguel. They're never that good
Yes.
fine,
Miguel
like
literally
ever.
came in, picked it up. Never that fine. Never. I was literally like, to a T, he was fine. I was like, oh my God.
Came in,
Miguel
shook
came
it
in
up,
here
kept the
and
whole
he just
player
really
thing going the whole
took it down.
way. Like a
Mm-hmm.
legitimate great bombshell, great TV. And I'm like, the
Yes.
girls I feel
And
like are
just end up making
usually,
it.
yeah, the girls are usually good picks. It's always the guys that the faces you have to get used to. And that's the thing that I feel like too, is like
No,
when we
I gotta get
originally,
used to him.
every single time there's a bombshell, it's the guys' faces that you have to get used to. The girls, it'd be like, okay, yeah, they picked a good one. But
Mm-hmm.
with the guys,
Literally, I'm like,
with some being like, I don't know if that's a bombshell. But I'm
yeah,
like, the thing be like,
right.
you start with the guys that we have, like Austin, Ace, Nick, Jeremiah, Taylor. And it's
Mm-hmm.
like when we first
Taylor.
saw them, we were like, but you literally have to give them time
Yeah.
on the villa to marinate. So and
Yeah.
then get used to their faces and also learn their
Yeah.
personalities. And then it'd be like, okay, I'm
Their
actually kind of used to
personalities,
their
exactly.
faces. Like Charlie, as soon as Charlie came on the villa,
Yeah.
I was like, absolutely not. And I'm like, even still,
I
it's
was
kind of
immediately like, no.
absolutely not. And it's like now that he just kind of chilling and you
Because
got
he
to
just
see
wouldn't be
him,
cool.
yeah, it's like okay, but the I feel like the bombshells are gonna be like that the whole way, and then it's on a one off.
Yeah.
There's gonna be one that's like, oh yeah, that's a bombshell.
Yes, but about Pepe and Jalen, I feel like okay, when they came in, at first I did have to get used to their faces, but then when
Yeah,
they opened up and talk, I was like, oh, okay, I see. Okay, I can see, you know, who they are, I guess. And
yeah.
I feel like these were better bombshells because I was really like, about Charlie. He really wasn't like, he
No,
didn't do it for
I
me.
think he
But I
came
was just
in
like,
thinking he
I
was gonna
knew he
shake
wasn't
it
about to
up,
shake it
and
up.
he didn't. And
Yeah,
he's like,
nobody stood up for him.
no. And I feel like
And I feel like
Jalen
that's
and
why he's
Pepe
so
were like the
vulnerable.
perfect additions to add because I
Yeah.
feel like they're a little bit more mature than the guys that we have on the villa
Yeah.
right now. And I'm like, there's a
Mhm.
good balance right now. Even Iris shocked me. She came in being like, oh yeah, I'm ready to shake it up. But she has actually been having great, mature conversation with everybody. And I'm like, oh,
Yes.
okay. It's like,
Yeah.
they are shocking me.
Literally. Literally. And I feel like with because even like like what you said, I'm like, even Taylor, he knew. When Jalen came in there, he knew
Yeah.
like, oh, I'm gonna have to step it up
And then he
because
did ish in
yeah.
quotations.
Hmm. And it was so funny to me when they were like, when Alendria told them like Taylor was being extra touchy last night. It's like, I knew it. Like, y'all, what y'all was hearing?
I can't, bruh. Like, I cannot
What was being
cut the
happening?
cameras back on. Like, bring
Yes,
back
put the
unseen
cameras
bits, bruh.
bad. Yes. It was so funny to me, but I'm like, I really hope that Taylor is not just doing this. And I'm like, and I'm sure some of it is because of that, but also he
Yes.
probably really does like Alandria. But now he feel like his girl's probably at risk of getting took because
And she
he
is.
know her type
Exactly. And
and
they
and
knew
she's
why they
pursuing that.
brought him into the freaking
Yeah.
game. Now, I'm like,
And
could he have
did.
been finer? Sure. I'm like, he's a little short
Yeah.
and stocky. His neck is a little short. I don't know. But
Okay. That's what
his personality seemed pretty
I
good.
know. He told me he was a trucker, and I'm like, okay, I can see that.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
was like, okay, okay. And I'm like, even with Pepe, I'm like, something about Pepe is throwing me off. And I remember saying it in the live stream that I was doing where it's like, I just feel like his hairline might be a little chopped. and I can
Yeah,
sense it. Where it's like if he pulled that hair back a little bit, it's gonna be like, oh, okay, right. But like
yeah,
he keep his hair pushed forward a little
literally.
bit.
And when he said that, I think he said that he used to play pro basketball or something like
Yeah, he
that.
did.
I think he said that he played pro basketball or something like that. And I
Mm-hmm.
was literally like, I can see that. Like, I don't
Yeah.
know. Like, I can literally see it.
Yes. And then he said
Like,
he
yeah,
opened up his own gym.
something
I'm
about
like,
our
okay,
teams.
they kind of got some stuff going on with their lives. But I'm
Yeah.
like, how the
Okay.
hell
Or
is
weekend.
right? Okay, y'all got real jobs. I'm
Mhm.
just like, how the hell is Jalen
Literally, I
able
was
to get
like,
off
this is
work for
so.
this? Like, he talk about he worked Monday through
Why
Thursday.
was I thinking that too?
Like, what the hell?
Yes, I was literally thinking the same thing. Like, he a trucker. I was literally like, okay,
And
Monday
then
through
I'm like,
Thursday. I wonder how they take off the time for that.
exactly. Nick is literally a nurse. Who else said they was a nurse? I'm like, how the hell are y'all taking time off to be going to
Yes,
Fiji
Nick
for
is a
6 weeks?
nurse.
Like,
Nick
what the hell?
and
I think it was Hannah, wasn't
yes,
it?
who else? Yeah, I was like, somebody. I think it was a bombshell that came in.
Yeah.
Is also a nurse.
I'm like, how the hell are they getting time off for
Oh,
this? But also, I'm like, you know how you be having to be picky and choosy about what you reveal about yourself online, like your work
yeah,
schedule, where you work at, this and that.
yeah.
I'm like, I would be scared if I was Jalen to even reveal to millions of people that I work Monday through Thursday. I don't know why I was like, they
Literally,
should have
when he
cut that
said
out
that,
for
I was like,
him.
"Ooh."
Yeah,
Yes. I was like,
I was like, that was a little TMI for your own personal life. But he
yes.
probably not even gonna be doing the same thing when he leave the villa because
After
he
this,
get a boost of
literally, because none of them
popularity.
are. Literally, I'm like, season 6 cast, none of them are
None of that. And I'm like, I can't believe it's only
doing
been
this
a
thing.
freaking year. Like so much has changed in that
Yes,
time, bro.
literally. And I'm like, at first coming in, I was like a little biased from season 6 because I'm like, I love them. And I was just trying to see, like, okay, so what do season 7 have to bring? Like, so,
Right. Because I'm like, we
but
going with
I was
fresh
like,
eyes every season. Like, let me
yes.
get
And
season
I was
six
like, you
off
know
of me.
what? Let me give him a shot.
Because I'm like, that'd
Yes,
be the fun of
literally. And I
it.
was like, let me get him a shot. Why? Yes. I turned it on and I was like, hooked. All right.
Boom.
So
Literally
I
every
want to
week
see
I'm
what y'all
locked
gonna bring
in.
in with this, with more drama. Yes. But I was like, okay. And I have to remember, I'm like, you've been watching this for a while since the
Yeah.
UK. And I'm like, every year something, every season has something
Something.
else.
And it's like some is gonna be a
Something
hit,
different.
some is gonna be
So
a miss.
not all seasons are good.
No, not at all.
Yes.
And not
And I
every
don't
season have good
nothing on
people.
top. Yes, exactly. But season 7, I'm like, I'm liking it so far. I feel like most of the cast are beautiful, the women.
Exactly.
And some of the guys are, they're cool. Um, but yeah, I'm like, I feel like if anything, they would be really good friends.
Exactly. And I'm like, I have to remember that, and especially with interacting with people on my TikTok lives when I be streaming it, you could tell when people have just watched it. And some people even admit that they're new to Love Island. So they ask how voting works. And some things that they be saying, I'd be like, well, y'all, I have to reiterate every time, like, there's going to be like 50 to 60 episodes.
Mhm.
We are on episode 10. Like there is gonna be
Yes,
so many new people that
literally.
join the villa. Casa Amor probably ain't even gonna be until like episode 30. Like we
Oh,
are only on episode 10.
literally, I
Everybody
was
talking
like,
about
yo,
movie night, this and that.
I can't wait.
I'm like,
I can't wait till
let's
we
see
get
how
that
these
far. But I'm
literally
just like, y'all, let it.
let it build, and
Yes,
we
because that's what
literally
it's like. I'm like, it's so early. I'm like, it's still so early to me. Like a lot of stuff. I know a lot of people on the internet want to see so much stuff happen, but it's like y'all have to be patient, especially if y'all are
yes,
new to this. Y'all have to
it's a
be really
ride.
patient
It's a six
because
week
it's
ride.
yes, it's a ride, and you have to be there every day, and because when it gets to that point, I'll be ready. Yeah.
Exactly. And I'm like, even thinking about season 6, it was like we didn't even
Yeah.
like the couples that we like now were not even solid couples until after Casa Amor. That's the thing about it. Like we didn't
Literally.
actually for most of the season we had Karen, we had Kaylor
Mhm.
and Aaron. that they were pushing, and it wasn't until they started realizing that Cordell and Serena were what the people actually wanted to see that they then started showing more Cordell and Serena. Most of that season was freaking Kaylor and Aaron, and nobody wanted to see that shit. Like, and that was just the reality of what last season was.
I think they're the strongest couple.
Yes, and it's like no,
y'all not. And it's just because y'all been locked in from the beginning. No,
absolutely not.
That do not make you the strongest couple because y'all decided it's just us to the end. Like, no, I want to see the trials and tribulations, the ups and the downs, but I don't want to see that too quick.
No, it's literally the journey, and that is literally the appeal of the show. And especially when new bombshells come in, I'm like, bruh, nobody has bombshelled better than Miguel, and I feel like UK Moira. I feel like she was fiery. She had the guys on their toes. It was like just really good TV. And then I'm like, when we was watching even Love Island US season 2, I'm like, majority of that season, even I was pissed off because Justine wasn't getting her dues with her pairings until later on in the season. So it's like you literally have to like sit and let it marinate to actually start seeing the stuff that you want, because the producers, the people behind the scenes have to see what we're talking about to start manipulating it in a way where we actually want to see to what we actually want to freaking see. And I feel like after season 6, they're doing that even more.
Yes. Because I was like, I really think they're paying attention now more than ever. How fast Alissa was gone.
Yes.
I was like, oh, okay.
With one line to say she was gone, and that's it. But bruh, I appreciate you having this conversation with me, bruh. I'm talking about we gonna talk about Love Island for 30 minutes. I don't know why I thought that we could do that. I don't know why the freak I thought that was gonna be the case, because it absolutely was not. But I do appreciate you coming out here to talk with me. I definitely want us to possibly do this every week and just recap the week on what we think of the villa so far, because we're about 3 weeks into the show now. 2 weeks in.
I am so with that.
And I'm like, sometimes we just need a little recap session on what's going on. I'm like, we didn't went from the beginning. Now we a little bit settled in. So it's like, if we could do a recap next week for sure and talk about what the hell's going to happen on Sunday all the way up until Friday, I'm excited to see what the hell is going to go down.
Exactly. Thank you so much, Liz, for having me. Keep doing what you're doing, because yes, I am watching and we are all watching. Yeah. So
thanks,
big
things. Well, thank you so much. I'm gonna let you get back to your night. Tell the people where they could find you, what you up to before we head out.
You guys can find me on TikTok. My TikTok is 𝘎𝙬𝙀𝙉. I don't remember if there's a dot in between the Kyler.
Same, bro. I'll be like mixing it up. I don't think
it is. But it's 𝘎𝙬𝙀𝙉. Also, my Instagram is __ Kyler, KYLEERRR. Yes, that is all I have. But if you want to keep up with me, go ahead.
Period. Well, I appreciate your time. I'm gonna let you get back to it.
All right. Thanks, Liz. Bye.
But I hope you all enjoyed this podcast episode. We got into some stuff. We definitely got into some stuff. If you made it to the end, please be sure to follow the podcast on Spotify. And if you are listening on Spotify, please leave a review. It means so much to me. And again, to keep up with me outside of analytical, you can subscribe to the Patreon, or you can follow me on any of my social media platforms: Twitter, Instagram, Blue Sky, TikTok, all that stuff at Alissa Jaden or Alissa.Jaden on some platforms. You can subscribe to my many YouTube channels. You can find all of my YouTube channels in the description box down below, or just at Alissa Jaden on YouTube, and you can find my other channels right at the top of that channel. But I hope you all enjoyed this podcast. I hope you guys have a great rest of your week, and I will see you guys in the next episode. Peace.